What's up, brothers? Welcome to the Sunday sermon here at Mike Your Mentor. If you're new to my channel or my fan page or whatever it's called these days, welcome. So the reason I put this fan page together is because if you check out the different things on my page, you'll notice that I've dealt with a lot throughout my life. And looking back and reflecting on it, I always ask myself this question: why me? Like, why was I born into this situation and able to make something out of my life? Meaning, have a family, hold down a good job, have good character instilled in me, share those things with my kids. And not to say that I'm perfect, or not to say that my world is perfect, but how can I come out of a situation like I came out of, dealing with the different things that I dealt with, and be the person that I am today? And looking back, if it weren't for God's grace and mentors, that never would have happened. So this is a way for me to give back to other guys. Doesn't matter if you're younger or you're older, we all need a mentor in our life, and I firmly believe we should all be a mentor to somebody else in our lives. So that's it. So tonight is Sunday sermon, and that's where I share a piece of my life with whoever wants to check in and watch. So let's just dive right in tonight. All right, calling tonight's episode. This is week 3 of the Sunday sermon. 3 amigos, right? So there's me. I was the oldest. There's my sister Val. She was the middle child, and then there was our younger brother Anthony. He was the youngest, and he loved being, I guess, the cheesiest. He was quite the jokester. Alright, so here's a nice little picture from when my brother was born, and he came into this world, right? Nothing fancy here, but we were with moms at the hospital watching that all go down. And as I'm showing you these pictures, I guess what I would say about this time in our lives when we were younger is financially, it was hard. We were extremely poor. My mom got government assistance. I remember many times walking down to this building. I don't even know what it's called. It's been so long, but I would walk down to this building, and I would get shots from, an on-staff a nurse there for school. We would get big blocks of cheese, peanut butter, bread, and that was I want to say like a weekly occurrence that we would go down to this building in the neighborhood that we lived in and go get those things. But despite us being poor and not having a whole lot of means, my mom did an awesome job of making sure that we were all really close and staying connected. If you're new and you're watching this, if you check the past weeks, you'll see that I talk about my father not being in my life really much. He was in and out of prison. So being dealt that hand, my mom did a really good job of doing the best she could to provide for us kids. We always had something to eat. We always had a roof over our head. We always had clothes on our back, so I'm extremely grateful for that. Right? And my mom always did a good job of celebrating Christmas. Somehow, some way, she would pull it all together, and like any kid, right, you want those presents underneath the tree, and Mom always came through and found a way to get us presents, whether that was by her own means, or I know she's told me several times that some churches helped out to get us presents, and those other type of ministries. So we were very excited and very grateful. And then you can't see this one because it's cropped off, but this Christmas, in this picture, my brother got a little mini trampoline, so he's just checking that out and jumping on it and having fun, being his goofy self. And there's me in the background. I'm probably, I want to say, maybe 6 or 7 at that time. And here's a picture from another Christmas. We're opening some present, or we're teaching Anthony to rip open the present. Not sure what it is. But you know, me and my sister and my brother at this time in our age, we were extremely close. We did a lot of things together. As we grew older, and mom was working, you know, 2, sometimes 3 jobs a day, I was left in charge. And during the school year, we'd go see Mrs. Fox, was the local neighborhood babysitter. We'd go to her house after school was done until mom got home in time to make some dinner before she had to go off to work her next job. And in the summertime, it was just us three. And we would get together in the mornings and we would ride our bikes to the local elementary school where they had what was called summer recreation, where we could do crafts. We played a lot of dodgeball, sometimes some basketball. We got free breakfast. We packed our own lunches because there'd be like a little hour break, and then after that lunchtime break, we'd get another 3 hours of activities where sometimes we'd go swimming, sometimes they'd have other field trips to like the zoo, and that's what we'd do. And then when that was over, around 3 o'clock, we'd ride our bikes home, and I'd watch my brother and sister until mom got home to make dinner and do it all over again. So yeah, interesting time in our life, but you know, we were all very close. We loved each other very much. We were lucky. We were very fortunate that despite our circumstances at the time, that we were all together. We were all healthy. And like I said, you know, we were always fed. We always had clothes on our backs, and we always had a roof over our head, thank God. So here's just another picture. I'm a little bit older. Maybe I'm like 10 or 11, maybe even 12. And then there's my brother. Oh man, you gotta love those outfits, Mom. Oh, she'll probably comment that that was the style back in that time. Look at those shorts. Oh man. Yeah, well, there's my brother. We're at my grandpa's house in the driveway and out in the country. And I have no idea why he's looking at me like that. But yeah. And then here's just another picture of me and my sister when we were little, before my brother came along. Man, my sister was a pretty cute little thing right there. And then me with my crazy hair. You can't tell what I am. I might pass for being Hispanic or something in that picture. Always a guessing game. And then here's another picture, right? The motorcycle. My grandpa had this. Actually, it's not a motorcycle. It's a tricycle, right? I think that's what it would be called. But we loved riding on this thing. We thought it was the coolest thing ever. I mean, check the flames out on the side, right? You got these, I don't even know what these things are up in the corner, the little mirrors. But my grandpa bought that somewhere, I think at an auction. And he would literally stack all us kids on there and take us for rides down the road and to the fair. And we just thought that thing was awesome. So hanging out there. Like most kids, right, with your cousins. Those are my cousins, Lisa and Danny. They're roughly our same age, so you know, we loved the holidays and the summers and getting together with our cousins to see them and play and run around and cause mischief and do the things that kids do. Here's a little shot of my sister. I think she was maybe 7 or 8 in this picture. You know, when she first got into dance, you know, like a lot of little girls, she loved dance and fashion, and I think she twirled a baton too at this age. But yeah, so this was a proud moment for her, getting ready for a recital. And Mom always did a good job of keeping us enrolled in extracurricular activities. God bless you, Mom. Thank you. Then here's a picture from us a little bit older, right? I think it might have been like maybe a homecoming, one of the dances. All three of us going, and we're just giving my sister a kiss here. I think I'm a senior in this picture, maybe a junior. Doesn't matter. But as you can tell, you know, this picture is just in here because, you know, we loved each other, right? Like, I was pretty tough on my sister and my brother when I was younger. I know I used to torture my sister about her hair. I called it a rat's nest. I know, shame on me. I used to tease her, call her Valerie the Calorie. I'm surprised she doesn't have a complex to this day. Yeah, I used to be merciless on my brother and just sometimes just pound him to the ground. There was a pretty funny story one time where we were painting the downstairs basement of my room, and for some reason me and him got into it, and he ran down the hallway and grabbed this bucket of paint and stood over my, like, the threshold between the hallway and my room, and dangled it there. And I said, if you even dump that paint into my room, I'm going to give you the worst beating of a lifetime. And I lunged towards him, and he got scared, and he dropped the bucket, and sure enough, paint went everywhere. So then he runs around the corner and tries to run up the stairs, and I'm furious. I grab him by his leg, drag him all the way down the stairs, drag him into my room, and then I proceed to take the roller from the paint and completely roll over his face, his hair, his whole body. I mean, he's screaming, he's crying. I'm madder than all get out that he did that. And then when we were done, he ran out the door and ran up the hill to Grandpa's house and told Grandpa, who was not very happy with me, to say the least. I might have got a swift kick in the butt or worse for that one. But you know, we were brothers and sisters, and we did what we do. You know, we could give each other hell, but if anyone else messed with my brother or my sister, they were gonna have to deal with me, and I wasn't gonna let that happen. So we were very, very tight and very protective of each other. And then here's another picture from from a dance with my brother and my sister. I'm pretty sure I was away in college when this picture took place, but my brother with his big cheesy grin, and then my sister on his arms right there. So good stuff. And then I believe this is the last picture, but here is the picture from my high school graduation. You know, you got my brother there on the right. He was actually getting pretty tall there, and I think when I came back from college, at one point he was actually taller than me, which was kind of awkward to say the least. And he'd try to look down at me, but I mean, I love my brother, but he was never as tough as me, so he couldn't get away with that. He tried to, but it wasn't working. And then my sister there on the left. So that's just a short video for tonight, you know, on my family and you know, my brother and my sister, because it wasn't just me. And this kind of sets the stage for what's going to be coming up. That happens, you know, some things start to ramp up in my life with some crazy situations, as we'll see as the weeks progress. So that's tonight's video. If you have brothers and sisters, I just want to encourage you, call them up on the phone, go see them, tell them you love them, hug them, kiss them, because man, you don't know what tomorrow brings. And I have seen some families be tore apart by the stupidest things, where brothers and sisters no longer speak to each other, where they fight with each other, and it's just ridiculous. Love you too, Lee. Thanks, brother. So yeah, I just want to encourage you, you know, reach out to your brothers and sisters, to your family, and it's the only family you got. We all got our individual problems, our idiosyncrasies, our crazy things about us, you know, but that's the family God gave us. So love them. Tomorrow's My Life Monday, where I'll be talking about some things in the past week that went on in my life, and maybe how it could help you as a man. And you can glean from that wisdom if you want. But I hope you guys have a good night, and we'll see you tomorrow. Love you, brothers. Bye.